don't like my new dress? Oh, I've always thought red was one of my best colors.
Mom, thank goodness you're all right.
Of course I'm all right. Why shouldn't I be?
We're just glad you're okay.
Oh, I'm sorry if I worried you all. Herb, you knew I was all right, didn't you?
Dorian, where have you been? Don't tell me that you were out at midnight buying a new dress.
Dad, it doesn't matter now. What matters is that she's all right.
No, your father's right. I do owe you all an explanation. I just needed to be alone for a while. I needed to think. John, you understand that, don't you?
Well, no, not really, Dorian. I mean, last night you seemed lower than a condemned man on death row.
That was last night. Anybody thirsty? I'm parched.
Oh.
Drink? No? Okay, I want a little soda here. Anyway, I decided to take my doom and gloom out for a ride. So I drove up to Mountainside Way. I watched the stars come out and then the sun come up. And I realized that I may be just a speck in the universe, but I am a pretty special speck. I'm certainly not going to lose my faith or my hope, or most importantly, the love of the three people that I care about the most.
And then you came home.
No. And then I called Henri, woke him up, and got him to open his boutique just for me. I'm certainly not going to face vindication in some tired old frock.
Dressing well is the best revenge.
Excuse me for not throwing confetti, but what makes you so sure that you're going to be vindicated today? Last I heard, the jury was still at the Vernon Inn. They're still deadlocked.
Oh, well, what the heck? What good is good news if you can't share it with the people you love? I have it from an inside source that the jury is about to reach a verdict, and it's going to be not guilty. Excuse me. Where's the applause, the cheers? Come on, everybody. Isn't this what we've been waiting for?
Dorian, that jury has been sequestered. If you did anything to tamper with their decision, you're going to pay for it.
I've done nothing
Come
of
on,
the
Herb.
sort.
I'm sure Dorian has a good explanation.
Thank you, John. I do. A very agreeable young waiter at the Vernon Inn has agreed for a modest sum of money to keep his eyes and ears open while he serves the jury breakfast. As of an hour ago, the vote was running decidedly in my favor. Though it is not unanimous yet, 9 are for acquittal, only 3 against. All right, everybody, are you satisfied now? Let 12 complete strangers decide my fate without trying to find out how, what, where, when?
It's called the American system of justice, Dorian. That's how it works.
You're on trial for murder. Do you have to go tampering with the jury, too?
Herb, please. You're an attorney. Would you tell these two that I haven't been tampering with anything? I just wanted to find out what the jury was thinking, that's all.
I'll certainly be happy to. You see, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, if someone bribes another person to eavesdrop on jury deliberations, then that someone faces a third-degree misdemeanor. Translation, 1 year in the can.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chief Justice.
You're welcome.
John, would you please tell them how I was last night?
Dorian, come on.
How am I now, right? I'm renewed, I'm revitalized. And why? Because I know what my fate is. I know that my life is going to go on. Is that a crime?
The crime was going outside the law.
Do you know what I almost went outside of? The city limits. I almost got into my car and drove to the airport and got on a plane for Brazil or Tahiti or anywhere where I would be outside the reach of your precious long arm of the law.
Wait a second, Mom. You weren't really going to run away, were you?
Yes, I was. I'm sorry, but I just couldn't stand the thought of being in jail. And I would rather have a life on the run than no life at all.
Dorian, if you'd only come to me last night.
Well, I'm here now. And what am I getting? I thought I would have happiness and relief from all of you, and instead you're all turning against me.
But now it's our fault.
No, please, Dad, don't. If I were in her shoes, I might have done the same thing. We're not angry at you, Mom. We're not.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you feel that way, but...
You acted typically reckless, even stupid. But you did it, and you're here, and we're glad.
Thank you, John. Thank you. I just wish everybody felt that way.
No. I mean, I'm angry. I mean, what you did was wrong, that's all.
It was a little wrong. For the sake of a larger right.
Whatever. But, I mean, if you say you're being acquitted today, who am I to spoil a moment? So...
Thank you. Come get your hug. Come.
I guess now all we have to do is just wait here until the courthouse calls us.
Yes. And I get my vindication and a chance to show off my new dress.
Yeah, well, while we're all daydreaming, folks, let's keep our fingers crossed, because if your informant talks to the wrong people, your victory is going to turn out to be a bloody disaster.
Oh, please. Don't be so pessimistic. My informant is a very cooperative young man who is the very soul of discretion.
I'm telling you the truth. I got a job serving the jurors. They're using the conference room because of the renovations over at the old courthouse.
We know all that. What did you hear?
Nothing. Every time I came into the room, all 12 of them clammed up.
So they didn't start talking until after you left the room?
I swear.
And what was it you were saying to Dorian Lloyd in the parking lot when you were spotted?
Well, I had to tell her something, didn't I? I mean, well, she paid me for information. And then there was this look on her face.
What look?
Like she was desperate for some good news. So to make her feel better, I lied.
You didn't.
It's what she wanted to hear, so I told her the vote was going her way. That she was sure to be acquitted. That's what I said.
But you have no way of knowing that. Is that correct?
No, ma'am. For all I know, they're heating up the electric chair for her right now.
Maggie, do you have any other questions for this gentleman?
Not at the moment, but you never know.
No, you never know. So I wouldn't leave town if I were you in case we need to get in touch with you again.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, ma'am. Ma'ams.
Thank you. Oh, that poor woman.
Poor? My foot. Now, Dorian has always tried to outsmart everyone, but this time, she's only outsmarted herself.
If she's guilty, she goes to prison. Otherwise, we can charge her with jury tampering. She's damned if she loses and damned if she wins.
I don't really have anything I can do. I'm really just waiting for the jury to come back.
Well, we could talk. I mean, I really do like to talk to you, Pete O'Neill.
Good. What would you like to talk about?
Let's see. What about the jury? What do you think the decision is going to be?
Pam, I don't have the slightest idea. I can tell you this much. Judith Sanders did everything right. Our client, on the other hand, let her temper get away from her. She did everything wrong.
Oh, and Emma, ice some champagne, please. Thank you.
Aren't you jumping the gun just a little?
You know, I still regret not being able to get a hold of those tapes.
Allison actually admitted that she found those tapes.
Yep, she did last night.
And she also told you she hadn't really listened to them.
Please, could we stop talking about the tapes? How do we know they even have any bearing on my case?
Well, they might. They might have shown us who the real Mitch Laurence is, not the way Judith Sanders is trying to hide him from the jury.
You know, if Mitch was the braggart that you say he is, there might be some other tapes in other hidden places.
Yes, but what is the sense of searching for them when I'm telling you I am about to be cleared of Mitch's murder? Aha. Could this be the phone call that I've been waiting for and which you have been so skeptical about? There's only one way to find it. Ow!
Sorry about that. The Dorian Lord's residence. Pete. Yeah, okay. We'll be there. Jury's reached a verdict.
Don't say.
Yeah, try not to gloat until you actually hear the word.
Come, kids, let's not dawdle. I want you by my side when I enter that courtroom, all of you, my champions. Dear hearts, this ordeal is about to end.